Okay, this is a reaction video. This is another one from Mark Goldbridge. Please, no Champions League predictions. Let's see what he has to say about this. I have not seen this video yet, so I don't know what he's going to say.
Hello everybody, welcome to That's Football. The Champions is back, and we're...
Yes, my beloved Arsenal takes on PSV. I can't wait to see the game. Hopefully Arsenal will win, but it's at PSV, and it's going to be a difficult game because they don't have any strikers, and they can't score.
Got a bit of a predicted for you as well. Excited to do this. We'll run through it in a moment. I'm going to be doing my predictor. But two questions for you in the chat I might answer in a moment. Jack Grealish has been seen stumbling out of a club again, presumably on drink. And, what are your thoughts on that in the modern game? Some people say leave him alone. Some people say if it was...
Well, look, he's an adult. He's allowed to have alcoholic beverages if he wants. That is his business and nobody else's, in my opinion. Now, unless Pep Guardiola has told him not to have any drink or like that, and he's breaking club rules, then that's a different story. But either way, that he's an adult, he's entitled to drink by all means. As long as he's not hurting anybody, he can drink till his heart's content.
Was Rashford or Raheem Sterling, it would be a completely different story. I sort of agree with that. I also think as modern day footballers, I think Jack Grealish is injured again at the moment. I think the problem with Jack Grealish is that £100 million player, fallen on hard times, regularly photographed on the piss. Is he the only one who does it, or do other people hide it? Is it unfair that he gets photographed? Also, in the modern game, in the middle of a season, it's not a good idea to be on the piss all the time when you're an elite athlete.
Now, that is true, but that is what it is. I mean, he's entitled to, he's an adult, he's entitled to alcoholic beverage if he wants, and if he wants to drink, he can drink.
But get your comments in on that. Also, is Bruno Fernandes a legend of Manchester United? And
no. Okay, Bruno Fernandes is not a legend at Manchester United. He's the best player at Manchester United. He scores important goals for him. He scored over the weekend against Fulham. But no, he is not a legend at Manchester United.
Do we hand out legendary status too often these days? Man United fans were talking yesterday, the day after being knocked out at home in the fifth round of the FA Cup by Fulham. Is Bruno Fernandes a legend of Manchester United? To which I say, why the hell are we talking about that? We're absolutely dreadful.
Yes, that's a good question information to bring up. But yes, he's not a legend in my opinion. But yes, that's why are you bringing that up?
But is Saka already a legend of Arsenal?
No, he's not. And I'm an Arsenal supporter, and I have a Saka on the back of my shirt.
Let's have Liverpool. Is Alexis McAllister heading towards legendary status at Liverpool?
Now, if you're talking about heading towards legendary status, that's a different animal. But no, they're not legends yet.
So get into that as well. I'll come back to that in a moment. But the Champions League is back tonight. We're live with a watch along. Very excited. This is where it really hots up for me. I know we've had the new Champions League stage, which I think, let's judge it next year. I don't think it's that good, but this is where the Champions League is more familiar, and this is where it can't be changed, and this is where it gets really exciting. So we're going to predict our way through in a moment. Who's got their name on the trophy? I'll be predicting my way through that. I actually predicted that Liverpool would win the Champions League in my Premier League predictions at the start of the season. So will I be changing that? I've been told I can by my adjudicator, which is also me. I can change it if I want to. Will I change it? Well, let's get straight into it. And as you can...
Now, let's see. PSV versus Arsenal, Real Madrid versus Atleti. Now, in my opinion, I think Arsenal should get through PSV. Atleti Real Madrid because Real Madrid has not played very well, but Real Madrid in the Champions League is a different animal. So I'm tempted to say Real Madrid versus Arsenal in that. But let's see what he says.
You can see PSV play Arsenal in our first look at the Champions League, and obviously that will be tonight as well. PSV Arsenal. Who do I think will come out across the two legs? I think Arsenal will get through. I don't necessarily think it's going to be as easy as some people think, but I think that Arsenal defensively reminds me, as I was saying to Robbie on DR Sports yesterday, Arsenal have won things in the past under George Graham where they relied on a strong defence and not many goals. Can you do that in 2025? I don't think they're going to win it, but I think they will have enough to get through PS.
Yeah, I think that again. I think they'll get by PSV. Again, the next round is a different animal. Even though the last time they played Real Madrid in the Champions League was when Henry was playing, and that was 1-0 Arsenal in the aggregate, and Henry scored at the Bernabeu. That was back when away goals were counted double, and that was the only goal scored in the entire two ties, and Arsenal ended up going through.
PSV. Next game, we've got, the winner of that will play Real Madrid or Atletico Madrid. And I think this is where Arsenal are going to struggle, really. I think Real Madrid, it's interesting that no Manchester City are in this tournament. Some would say it's good. It gives Jack Grealish a little bit more time to go out and have a few drinks, doesn't it? But
yes, but he still has the FA Cup to worry about.
Jokes aside, should you be joking about that? Well, in the absence of anything else, why not? Real Madrid, I think, will beat Atletico Madrid, and I think Real Madrid still being in this tournament, whether it's through a qualify or
again, even though I picked Real Madrid, do not be surprised if Atletico Madrid makes it through, because Real Madrid has not been playing well.
Fire or not, we already know when it comes to Real Madrid, they are so good at heating up at this point. They are like putting your water in a hob, on your hob, and actually it starts simmering and then it's boiling, and I think that's what Real Madrid are very good at. They were a little bit cool before Christmas, but they're bubbling up nicely now, and I think they will be one of the big contenders to actually win this entire tournament. So I think they will come through against Atletico Madrid, although it'll be an interesting one to keep an eye on tonight. And I would say over two legs, this is where Arsenal will struggle, because they won't have the goals, they'll have the defence, whereas Real Madrid will have the goals, and we saw what they did to Man City. So I think Real Madrid would be going into the semi.
Again, I'm not so sure about that, but that's his call, and this is his video. I think Arsenal can get by Real Madrid, especially the way Real Madrid is playing right now.
Final there. Let's drop it down to we'll stick to this side, even though these games are.
Now, look, I think Liverpool should get by Paris Saint-Germain, even though Paris Saint-Germain has been playing very well. Aston Villa versus Club Brugge, that's going to be a very difficult game for Aston Villa. Club Brugge is not a team to sleep on, but I think Aston Villa is going to make it through. I think in my opinion, it's going to be Aston Villa versus Liverpool.
I think Liverpool play tomorrow night, don't they? So I presume Villa are playing tomorrow night as well. But
no, I think Villa plays tonight.
I can double check that for you while we're live. Liverpool PSG. PSG are.
Maybe they do play tomorrow. It's hard to say. I don't have a schedule in front of me, so we'll see.
Much better. There's no way that anybody can say that. I think again a little bit like Real Madrid, they started the campaign a little bit slow. They were looking like they might be in trouble themselves. They ended up in the qualifiers. They were at one point looked like they might not even make it. So to come through for them is good. Both these games being played tomorrow night, I think. Let me just double check. I think Villa might be tonight. Yeah, Villa are tonight.
Yeah, Villa plays at 12:45 p.m. my time. So.
And Liverpool are tomorrow. I think Liverpool over PSG will win. I think PSG will give them a bit of a game, but I think they will win. And don't know why I'm clicking that. I would say Villa. And I tell you what, I will love it if that is what we get as the quarterfinals. Arsenal, Real Madrid, and Liverpool, Aston Villa. I will bloody love it if we get that. I think it would be great. And it'd be brilliant for English football as well, because I think hitting the quarterfinals for those three English clubs, one of them's definitely going to get to the semis, and I think that will probably help us to get the top 5 positions.
Yeah, it's probably going to be Liverpool, in my opinion, but it could be Aston Villa. Don't be surprised if Aston Villa is able to beat Liverpool. That is not a done deal in my book.
For the Champions League, but I think Liverpool will have too much for Real Madrid over the two legs. I think Liverpool will have too much for Aston Villa over the two legs. So Real Madrid against Liverpool would be my semi-final predict on that side of the draw. Let's go down to here.
Now, I think, in my opinion, Barcelona is going to beat Benfica. Dortmund, I think, is going to beat Lille. Bayern Munich versus Leverkusen is a tough matchup. They have drawn both their games in the league this year. I think I'm going to take Leverkusen and Inter. Leverkusen and Inter versus Barcelona, and I think it's going to be Barcelona versus Leverkusen in the semifinals. That's my opinion.
Barcelona, I think, will beat Benfica over 2 legs. Dortmund will beat Lille over 2 legs. Bayern Munich, Leverkusen, I think it could be closer than some people think. I will go with, actually, I'm going to go Leverkusen. I don't know why. You know what? The funny thing is,
That's what I did. I picked Leverkusen as well.
Sat here and I need to come back to me. I don't know why I'm going with Leverkusen, but I am. I think you've got to have a shock. I think there always is a shock. And Bayern Munich, I don't think are that good, in the sense that they're a massive club, but I don't think they've got any chance of winning this tournament, and therefore someone's got to beat them. And why not? Why not? Why could it not be Leverkusen? So I'm going to go Leverkusen. Feyenoord, Inter. I think Inter are actually better than people think, and I don't see Feyenoord causing them many problems. Inter against Leverkusen. Again, I'm going to go Inter. I think they're underrated. I think their pedigree over the last 3
I had Leverkusen beating Inter.
4 years has been one of the better teams in Europe, so I would go with them. And Barcelona over Dortmund would be a good game, but I think over 2 legs, Barcelona have got too much quality. Barca-Inter, I actually think will be close.
Oh, I think it'll be close too, but I think I'm going to take Inter.
I think Barca, Inter, and Real Madrid, Liverpool is actually a really good set of semi-finals. But
again, I'm not so sure Real Madrid's going to get past Arsenal. I don't think that's a get. And in fact, I'm not even sure Real Madrid's going to get past Atleti as well. So I mean, it's really I mean, it's going to be real difficult to see how this all plays out.
I will go with Barcelona over 2 legs just because of the goal scoring capability. And then Real Madrid against Liverpool. Well, you know what? Let me just pull it over here a bit.
Well, you could have a Barcelona versus Real Madrid final.
I feel like I need me here. Real Madrid or Liverpool? What a semi-final. By that time, I think Liverpool will have won the Premier League. So they'll be really able to focus on this. And injuries permitting for both sides, Liverpool have got the better defence. I think this would be a proper test of the Premier League against La Liga. I'm going to go. Yeah. I'm going to go Liverpool. And to be honest with you, the final either way, Liverpool Barcelona or Real Madrid Barcelona, would be absolutely fantastic, wouldn't it? Who do I fancy in the final? I'm going to stick with Liverpool. But I would love Barcelona to win it. But I predicted Liverpool were going to win this at the start of the season, and I'm going to stick with it. I'll go Liverpool to win it, but I'd obviously want...
Liverpool has a tough match. I mean, look, they assuming they get past Paris Saint-Germain, which is not a given, okay, Aston Villa is going to be a difficult... So is Club Brugge, for that matter. Again, it's really hard to predict at this point. I don't think Real Madrid's going to beat Arsenal. I'm not sure about that, but we'll see.
Barcelona to win it. So I think when you go through that, we've got some cracking ties already. PSG against Liverpool, Real Madrid against Atletico Madrid, but then Arsenal against Real Madrid in the quarterfinals, Liverpool Villa in the quarterfinals, semi-finals. Interesting into Barcelona potentially, and Real Madrid Liverpool. So, and look, we probably will get some shocks along the way as well, but I'm going to stick with Liverpool to win it begrudgingly, which would mean Premier League winners, Champions League winners, Carabao Cup winners. I think they're going to win that. That's not I just want to send a message to Liverpool fans though. That's not a treble. That's a treble. It's not the treble. So
no, we got that. Look, I remember when they won the UEFA Cup, they won the FA Cup, and they won the Carling Cup back in 2001, 2002, whatever it was. That was a treble. That was not the treble. This would be a treble. It would not be the treble. Got it.
The and A are very different words. A treble, not the treble. I don't want to be listening in May to the Carabao Cup is now better than the FA Cup. The treble has always been Premier League, FA Cup, and the Champions League. A treble would be Carabao Cup, FA Cup, Premier League, or Champions League, Carabao Cup, FA Cup. But the treble will always be FA Cup, Premier League, and the Champions League. You can't change it. You could have done a quadruple, but you can't now. Going back to the legendary status, what is a legend? Is Bruno Fernandes a Man United legend? Not for me. No, I don't get why. I do. I think United fans are desperate for something to cling on to. I don't think Bruno Fernandes is a legend of Man United because that...
No, I don't think he's a legend either. He hasn't won a whole lot. I mean, he's won an FA Cup, I think, but that's about it. Maybe he won a Carling Cup, the League Cup, big whoop. But no, he's not a legend.
Club is so high. Legendary status at Manchester United is people like Cantona. It's people like Ronaldo. It's people like Roy Keane. It's people like David Beckham. There are plentiful. I don't put Bruno Fernandes in that club at all. But I understand why some people would. Might be an age thing. Might be, he's one of the best things to happen to the club in the last few years when we've been terrible. But I think legendary status shouldn't just be handed out because it's 2025 and we want to live in an era where we've got legends. I think Thierry Henry at Arsenal is a legend. I think Mo Salah at Liverpool is a legend in the modern day.
Yeah, I think Mo Salah is definitely a legend at Liverpool. He's going to be remembered for years upon years after he plays, after he hangs up, after he's living in, I don't know, Cairo or wherever he end up living his life. He's going to be a Liverpool legend from here on out.
And I think you should set your bar high. But let the comments go on that one. We are live tonight for the evening games. We are live for Real Madrid against Atletico Madrid and Arsenal PSV. Looking forward to those double watch-alongs on this channel. So make sure you smash a like and subscribe. Get your comments in on everything as usual. Appreciate everybody tuning in, and I will speak to you later tonight.
Okay, that's Mark Goldbridge. Please know Champions League predictions. Well, he gave us Champions League predictions. I don't know if I agree with all of what he said. I had Leverkusen going against Barcelona in the semifinals. I don't know who I predict to go through, Barcelona or Leverkusen, but I think that's going to be I think if it makes it there, it's going to be a different matchup. And I think Xabi Alonso could beat Barcelona. I'm not so sure Real Madrid gets past Arsenal. Real Madrid has not played well. And the thing is, Arsenal has got to find a goal scorer. Again, very, very difficult. Like I said, the last time Real Madrid played Arsenal, it was a one goal in the entire two legs, and that was during the Galacticos era as well. But anyway, please click like, share, and subscribe for Mark Goldbridge as well as for me, and have a good rest of your day. Thanks for watching.